Hey watch enthusiasts, guys and gals. I wanted to share with you one of my jewels of the Nile, the Aragon Virtuoso. Now Aragon has been around about 2 to 3 years. Their former name was Android, and they made watches for almost 20 years, and many of you have seen them. Well, they're top of the line in dive watches is a Virtuoso, and they make a couple of lines. I'd say really 3 or 4. One is Virtuoso 9100, another is a Quartz Virtuoso, one is the ETA Valjoux 7750, but my favorite of all of them, and it's not titanium, it's stainless steel, is a Virtuoso ETA 2824. Now, I like the watch so much, I bought 3 of them. And here they are. One's in red, one's in blue, and one's in black. All of them with ETA movements. Now let's check these out. This one here I bought at Evine, and boy did I get a steal. I mean, what I paid for this watch would be equal to a Seiko Turtle. Now if you look at the other two, I got much better deals. I got them on eBay, and I paid the price of a Seiko SKX 009 for each, and they're absolutely beautiful. Now, one thing about this watch is this is the best quality dive watch I have ever seen. The bezel is amazing. It's tight, and it turns very well. If you notice the hands, those are Seiko monster hands. And that's what I like about Aragon, is a lot of their watches, they use the Seiko monster hands. So that means when they line up, you got the rocket ship. Now if you check out this bad boy, 48 millimeters, okay, there's I like to call it an anti-fart valve, but in reality it's a helium valve. I mean, I need that like a hole in the head. But it's a simple watch. You know, the finish on the dial is more like a sandblasted technique. Okay, and like I said, the movement is an ETA. Check out this clasp. I mean, this is amazing. You have the diver's extension here, which is great if you just want to adjust it. So your hand swells up or your arm swells up from eating too much salt. And here's the clasp. Very good quality. Here's the watch. Now one thing unique about these watches is each color, and I'll show you the colors. Okay, each color, Liang only made 50 of. So you see 3 watches here. Well, he only made 150 of these watches. So out there in the real world is 147. Let's take a look at another one here real quick. Put this bad boy back in. And you know, these ETAs, Virtuosos, are pretty much the same. You know, the difference is the coloring. Some are blue, some are black, and some are red. Now, he hadn't come out with any more colors, and I'm wondering if he's probably not going to move to another version. This is, what is this term that he uses? The 3rd generation. So I would think that the 4th generation is on the horizon. Now, just to look at this quality, I mean, these bracelets, I mean, they're nothing less than amazing. I mean, they're absolutely amazing. The only one I know that makes bracelets that could even compare to this quality, and it's not quite as good, would be the Strap Code and the Militant. And but they're nowhere near this quality. I mean, this quality is nothing less than amazing. I mean, these lugs look like they're, you know, at least 5 millimeters in thickness, and I'd say the bracelet is 24 millimeters. Anyway, if you notice on these watches, I've already modified them. I know I shouldn't modify them, but whatever. You know, every time you buy a watch, I don't care what it is, there's something on it you're not going to like. Well, I couldn't really see the date. So what I did was I put new Cyclops on these so that the date could be read more accurately. So here we go. Here's one without the Cyclops, and here's one with. The one without is going to have one shortly. Now, let's look at these for a second here. Let's compare them to the almighty Seiko. Here's a Seiko from 1985. Notice the thick bracelet. Okay. Notice the stamped clasp. Stamped clasp. Notice the solid end links. Of course, these are hollow. This weighs about an ounce. This weighs, what, 11 ounces. This watch here, I just refurbished. It's looking mighty good. She's about 35 years old. Works great. Now let's look at another watch. Oh, what is this? This is a Datejust Rolex Thunderbird. Bezel moves both ways. 18 karat gold and stainless steel. Okay, beautiful hands. The dial on this watch is referred to as a tuxedo linen dial. Now let's look at the quality of this bad boy. Let me open up this clasp. Looks stamped to me. Yep, it's a stamped clasp made by Rolex. Let's see, end links. Yep, those are hollow end links. Let's look at the diameter. I'd say this is 36 millimeters as compared to 48 millimeters. Now let's compare the two. Now this is a dive watch, and this is like a pretend dive watch. Okay, which is the reason I bought it. I mean, just to give you an idea of the quality of the Aragon watch. There we go. So anyway, I'm not really dumping on Rolex. I mean, I love them, and this is a very, very rare exhibit. But let's compare the Aragon Virtuoso to one of my favorite Aragon watches, which is the Dive Master 9100. And you'll never get to see this on any video. I mean, look how solid that Virtuoso is. You know, these links here are at least 5 millimeters. I mean, this has a 9100 Miyota in it. I mean, this is a beautiful watch. I mean, just beautiful. I love the colors, Florida colors. Let's compare it to the Dive Master. Now, this is one of my favorite watches at Aragon. You know, there again, you have a very excellent quality bracelet. I'd say that their bracelets are a step up from strap code. You know, my favorite color, purple. Bezel turns amazingly. Yes, I may not like everyone else. It's got to be up front there. Purple color. Look at the thickness of this. Now, this is a perfect size watch, if you ask me. Now, you know, a lot of people call Aragon watches beaters, and I can tell you, I've torn out a couple bathrooms, painted a house or two with them, and they're definite quality. Now, would I do that with my Rolex or my Seiko? I don't think so. You know, the Rolex stays in a jewelry box because it's just too expensive to wear for anything except for something special. And the Seiko, well, it's given me a lot of use over the years. I think it looks pretty good for 35 years old. So anyway, I just wanted to share with you the new Aragon Virtuoso. The quality is second to none. And when you think that I paid the price of a SKX 007 or 009 for this one, and this one I paid the price of a turtle, Seiko turtle. So that tells you what they cost. Now, at Aragon, they're a lot more expensive. I would strongly suggest, that when you buy watches that you look at some of the pre-owned at eBay, because you will save a fortune. My average watch that I've purchased at eBay was half the price of a Seiko SKX 009, and that's for all of them. I mean, if you take them all together and divide by the number I have, that would be it. So anyway, welcome to the world of Aragon. Wing engineered. Liang designs and engineers these watches. And I have to tell you, for the money, you are not going to beat the quality. And I'm going to tell you now, I mean, these watches, and I'll just take one of their lowest price models. I mean, this is a Dream Seiko. Seiko movement in here, Seiko quartz here. Here's the dive watch, here's the everyday watch. You know, you look at the quality and you decide. But not to own a Aragon is missing a real jewel of the Nile.